The battlefield token is so hot that it seems to be burning. Hundreds of thousands of demons died collectively, and the battlefield tokens were too busy to keep recording. The devil's sword swung again, and the flames of the abyss raged in the starry sky. The undead army repeated the law, quickly dispersed, and quickly assembled, once again eyeing a demon sword. The bright sword energy swept across the starry sky, and a dazzling light band appeared in the dark starry sky, and even the black hole could not absorb its brilliance. This time, the number of simultaneous actions will exceed 1 million. Lin Moyu decided to take down the second demon's sword with one blow and kill 100,000 demons in it. Suddenly, a stream of light flew from a distance. The speed was astonishingly fast, and it was almost in the blink of an eye. The streamer exploded with a bang, blasting out colorful light clusters. A huge shield appeared in the starry sky, and the shield propped up the light curtain, blocking the sword energy. The light curtain twisted and vibrated, but it was not broken. The evil, 437, demon clan and hell-type demons formed a battle formation and transformed into shields. The combination of the sword and shield of the Abyss system and the Hell system is a fighting method that causes headaches for all races. One for attack and one for defense. Unless you can crush the opponent in terms of strength, there is no solution. Bits of streamer flew from the depths of the starry sky, and then exploded. A block of shields appeared in the line of sight, and there were shields standing beside each sword. Lin Moyu frowned. This combination of sword and shield made him feel tricky. With the protection of the shield, the devil sword became more unscrupulous and began to hunt down the undead. The fire of the abyss continued to rage, and there was suction from the shield, which greatly reduced the speed of the skeletons. For a while, a large number of skeletons were burned to death by the fire of the abyss. The attacks of the skeletons were blocked by the shield, unable to cause effective damage. Army, it really isn't easy to deal with. Lin Moyu said softly. The flames danced in front of his eyes, and the demon sword was approaching. When chasing and killing the undead army, the demons did not let go of Lin Moyu, the leader. Undead wings vibrated, leading him back quickly. There was no fear in Lin Moyu's eyes, and he was still very calm. Stepping back a little with the middle finger, the red light filled the air, covering both the demon sword and the demon shield at the same time. Fusion spell, Curse of Time. The soul attack ignored the defense of the battle shield and affected all the demons in the battle formation. The demons screamed, and the speed of the demon sword and the demon shield also slowed down. The soul is cursed, and various negative states are blessed, and the demons feel weak and powerless. The speed also drops sharply, and the attack damage they receive will be multiplied at this time. An inexplicable sound of music came from the starry sky, and the second bewitching demon appeared. It has been hidden for a long time, and has been hidden in the battle formation. The bewitching demon is good at soul magic, and his music quickly healed the soul wounds of the demons. Various negative curses still exist, but their influence has been greatly weakened. Lin Moyu never thought that the demon battle formation could be disintegrated by only relying on the curse. He just wanted to buy some time. This time and that time. As the combat power continued to increase and the enemies he faced became stronger and stronger, the power of the Curse of Time began to lag behind. Now Lin Moyu is mainly used to assist, not the main means to kill the enemy. With a wave of his hand, countless flesh and blood appeared in front of him. Every piece of flesh and blood is the existence of the God King realm. The strongest original owner of flesh and blood has reached the 5th rank of God King. These are the flesh and blood collected recently, which are his weapons. At the same time, Lin Moyu also has a whole card, which belongs to the flesh and blood of the second clone of Abyss Longda. After the death of the second clone of the Abyssal Dragon Demon, Lin Moyu collected its flesh and blood. The second avatar of the Abyssal Dragon Demon is at the level of a god. If it is used to perform Corpse Burst, it is enough to attack at the level of a god. But this is Lin Moyu's whole card, and he will not use it easily. There was a roar, and violent explosions resounded through the starry sky. The flesh and blood exploded to death. Under the double blessing of talent and original magic, the attack power generated by the explosion of each corpse is like a full blow of the 5th level or even meter level God King. Coupled with the damage bonus brought by the time curse, the power becomes even greater. But just one blow is not enough to destroy the demon formation. Lin Moyu's attacks continued, and the flesh and blood collected recently was too much for him to consume. The undead army cooperated with Lin Moyu to attack. The devil's battle shield was continuously twisted, but it remained standing. The 10,000-meter-tall Skeleton King wore a scarlet cloak, walked to the edge of the battle shield in a few steps, and slashed out with a sword. The sword light exploded on the battle shield. Lin Moyu coordinated with the Skeleton King, and cut out a sword at the same time. The corpse exploded, but it didn't stop. The defense of the battle shield was distorted even more, and it was about to collapse. At this time, another combination of swords and shields came in an attempt to stop Lin Moyu. Using powerful laws from other demon battle shields, the demon battle array quickly became one, and the originally precarious battle shield quickly became stable. Lin Moyu frowned. He didn't want to use the flesh and blood card of the abyssal dragon demon. But the situation in front of him made him a little helpless. He realized that he lacked the kind of technique or magic weapon that could make a final decision. If he is the God King now, with the strength of his soul, he can use the field of law, and the soul can leave the body to attack and kill. Protecting one's body and soul by the undead army can kill a lot. But now, no, soul. Lin Moyu suddenly thought of the skeleton soul shooter. The attack of the skeleton soul shooter is aimed at the soul. Because the skeleton god general is so easy to use, it will do no harm. The three kinds of skeletons basically exist for the purpose of merging into a skeleton general. I almost forgot the existence of the skeleton soul shooter. Now his own realm cultivation base is the 6th level of the true god, and the combat power of the skeleton soul shooter has reached the 9th level of the true god. Although it is far behind the God King realm, most of the demons here are only the 8th or 9th rank of true gods. They form a battle formation, and the defenses are integrated, but at the soul level they are still in control. The previous time curse has proved this point. It is easy to unite forces, but it is extremely difficult to unite souls. Even twins in the human race have different souls. Not to mention the demon clan with different appearances. Lin Moyu thought of a solution to them. The corners of his mouth raised slightly, and he realized that with a movement in his heart, the skeleton gods scattered. The fusion technique is released, and each skeleton god will be divided into 3, becoming a skeleton god warrior, skeleton soul shooter, and skeleton god mage. 2.7. The number has tripled at once, and the 3 million skeleton gods will become 9 million skeletons. But the aura has been greatly weakened. The skeleton god will have the combat power close to the 3rd level of the God King, while the skeleton god warrior only has the combat power of the 9th level of the true god. The difference is too big. In the next second, 3 million skeleton marksmen simultaneously pulled the bowstrings and shot soul arrows. The soul arrow also carries the death power of the law of immortality, which is enough to wipe out the death power of the soul. The soul arrow ignored the defense of the demons and directly attacked the demon souls in the battle formation. The scream sounded, and the demons hugged their heads one after another, screaming incessantly. The soul was violently attacked, and was severely injured in an instant. The bewitching demons sang music again in an attempt to heal the trauma of the soul. The corner of Lin Moyu's mouth chuckled, pointing to a little void. The eyes of the million-meter undead appeared in the starry sky, and the grey flames burned, as if the undead world had descended. The eyes of the dead sounded the death knell for the demon battle. Under the gaze of the eyes of the undead, a large number of demons, the flames of the soulization operation burned, and were burned to ashes in a blink of an eye. His eyes lost their luster, and he died silently. The attacks of the skeleton soul shooter are as dense as a tsunami and continue continuously. The eyes of the undead are like plowing the ground, sweeping over and over again. In less than a minute, the demons in the real god realm were all dead, and the demon battle formation collapsed. Only some demons in the God King realm were at a loss. In the big world, there are very few races that can attack souls. The human race does have spells for attacking souls, but it is impossible to cause such a large-scale damage. The demon with God King realm realized that things were in trouble. There is such a pervert in the human race. If Lin Moyu grows up, it will be a threat to the demon race. The demon with the King of Gods rushed towards Lin Moyu. His body was full of breath, and he wanted to die with Lin Moyu. There is also a demon in the God King realm who turns around and runs away. He feels that Lin Moyu cannot be killed, so he wants to bring the news back. But they don't stand a chance. As soon as they set off, sword lights lit up on their bodies. The Skeleton King was ready to go, seized the opportunity, and the new diary god came out. Although there are many targets and the power of killing gods is scattered, but with the combat power of the Skeleton King, with the blessing of 16 methods of strength soldiers, all the god kings below the 3rd level can be killed in an instant. God King above the 3rd rank is also severely injured. There was only one demon of the 5th rank of God King, who turned into a streamer and fled with fear. But in the next second, his body also lit up with a sword light. Lin Moyu checked for emissions and made up for the vacancies, and also cut him into pieces with a sword that cut the gods. The demonic battle formation fought back frantically, and the skeleton god warriors and the gods rushed forward, and they could delay for a second. Skeleton soul shooters scattered in the starry sky, launching fierce attacks. The skeleton king stood by, waiting for the battle formation to collapse, and the god-slaying sword was ready to go. Lin Moyu continued to use corpse explosion to speed up the collapse of the battle formation. The battle formation of the demon clan is very strong, at least among the enemies that Lin Moyu has encountered. It is one of the best existences. But such a strong battle formation has such obvious weaknesses. Soul defense is too weak. As long as the opponent has a strong soul attack ability, the demon battle formation will appear extremely fragile. Lin Moyu thought of the celestial clan in the starry sky. They are good at the law of the soul, and they also have the corresponding spells. If the demon clan battles against the sky spirit clan in the starry sky, they may be wiped out with a single spell. I silently made a comparison in my heart and found that there was no comparison. When the difference in strength reaches a certain level, the quantity becomes meaningless. Back then, the human race was on the verge of collapse, and more than 200 races, large and small, joined together to almost completely destroy the human race. But Xiao Zhangshan appeared in the human race, and he turned the tide with only one person. That level of cultivation, that kind of strength, has completely exceeded Lin Moyu's imagination. Therefore, all the rules of the human race, and all the formulating methods are to cultivate the real strong. A top powerhouse, far surpassing an army of hundreds of millions. With the cooperation of the skeleton soul shooter and the Eye of the Dead, the demon battle formations collapsed one after another. Lin Moyu and Skeleton King made up the knife, and none of them slipped through the net. In less than 10 minutes, more than half of them were killed or injured. The remaining 6 battle formations suddenly gave up the fight with Lin Moyu and fled towards the black hole. There are still a lot of demons there. Lin Moyu knew that the demons would not give up. This time, the demons in the number 7 war zone came out in full force. At least more than 5 million demons were dispatched. He has killed so far, but he has only killed 1/5 of them. It is considered to have eaten the appetizer, and the next is the main course. One after another, demon warships fled in the starry sky, and the direction was also the central black hole. Because of the demon battle formation, more than 2,000 demon warships escaped in the end. Lin Moyu took the undead army and all the flesh and blood left over from the previous war, and chased it. There was a slight bulging feeling in the soul, and the continuous killings, the original magic absorbed a lot of soul power. Some of these soul powers have been double refined by the talent giant tree and the 9-colored dragon soul crystal, and turned into incomparably pure soul power. As long as he absorbs and refines these soul powers, it is enough to advance to the 7th rank of true god. But now Lin Moyu has no time to absorb and refine them. The bulging feeling of the soul is caused by another part of the soul power, which has become the power to maintain the original magic, so that Lin Moyu can maintain the state of the 7th level God King for a long time. Just because he sucked more, now Lin Moyu can at least maintain the 7th level state of the King of Gods for 10 minutes. If the line goes down, the duration can be extended. But the swelling feeling of the soul reminded Lin Moyu not to absorb more soul power. If you continue to absorb it, the gain may outweigh the loss, and the soul may explode on the spot because of its too strong power. And the power absorbed before will also dissipate. If that's the case, it's really bad luck. Lin Moyu realized that the original spells are also limited, and it is impossible to grow indefinitely. Chasing after the fleeing demon, the star quickly expanded in sight. Lin Moyu has crossed 3 planets and entered the range of the star. The center of this region is a black hole, the outer layer is a layer of stars, and the outermost layer is a planet. The size of a star is far larger than that of a planet, and the 3 planets added together are not as good as a single star. Therefore, the army of the demon clan is also divided into 3 parts. The outermost one is guarded outside the planet. A small number of demons and warships are arranged to form an enchantment to form the first line of defense. When the first line of defense is breached, the demons on the 3 planets will be dispatched to form the second line of defense. If the human army came over, in fact, these 2 lines of defense would not be able to stop it. The devil actually knows this too, but the 2 lines of defense are enough to delay a lot of time, and the devil at the most star is buying time. The most important thing this time is not to fight the human race, is to find the military painting star map. As long as they find the military star map, they are the victors. Even if all the demons die here, as long as someone can bring the military star map back, it will be an unimaginable victory. It's just that they didn't expect that the first line of defense was almost broken in seconds. The second line of defense lasted only a few minutes, which was much less than expected. Near the star, a special demon warship stops there. On the surface of the warship, the figure of a heart is engraved. There are all kinds of human hearts. There are human hearts, the hearts of black snakes, and the hearts of golden eagles. Heart patterns of almost every race can be found here. This is the warship belonging to August. He is a heart eater. His favorite food in his life is the heart of all races. After eating the heart, he will engrave the pattern of the eaten heart on the warship, which is his weapon of war. Oster is the commander in the demon presence operation. Mind Eater's head is big up and down, showing an inverted triangle. The body is not thick at first glance, and the height is no more than 3 meters, which is only a little taller than that of the human race. Among the demon clan, they belong to a very thin category. But the Mind Eater is one of the royal family of demons, known as the brains of demons. Demons generally have low intelligence and are irritable. But the Heart Eater is a rare and highly intelligent branch of the demon clan. Many of the leaders and officers of the demon clan are members of the Heart Eater clan. After receiving the battle report from the front, August's entire face was like blue iron, and he became extremely gloomy. The devil's defense lines in the 7 to 77 area were all arranged by him, and even the blocking and harassment plan outside the defense line was also customized by him. He predicted the possible actions of the human race, even including the possible devastating blow of the human race to the area 7 to 77. For this, he also formulated a strategy, and he brought a special treasure. As long as he can find the military star map, he is sure to bring the military star map back. Even if the human race uses destructive means, it is useless. He is confident that victory belongs to the devil. But now, there seems to be some problems with the plan. Haven't you found the military star map yet? August's tone was low, very displeased. August actually knew that he shouldn't ask this question. If he found the military star map, it would have been in his hands long ago. Since it did not come back, it means that it was not found. When he asked this question, it proved that he was a little flustered. Ever since I got the battle report just now, I started to feel uneasy. Especially when it was learned that there was only one person from the human race, that feeling became extremely strong. Heart Eaters belong to the hell line of demons. They are good at a strange law, the law of the mind. The law of the mind has a magical function, which can produce some premonitions about future events. Premonitions are vague, and there is no less clear picture that will tell you exactly what happened. A hunch will only tell you whether the future is good or bad. That alone is enough. August shook his huge square head to shake off the uneasy feeling. After all, a hunch is just a hunch, not necessarily accurate. Historically, inaccurate hunches are plentiful. One person can break the barrier of the battleship in seconds. It took only 5 minutes to break through the second line of defense, and he cracked the demon battle formation, using soul attacks. He has a huge army of skeletons. The weakest one is the 9th level true god, and the strongest is a skeleton with a size of 10,000 meters, which has the combat power of the 6th level god king. His own combat power seems to have reached the level of the 7th level god king, according to the rules of the 7 to 77 area, that is to say, he has the ability to leapfrog city battles. Are these skeletons puppets? Puppets with soul attack capabilities. It is impossible for the human race to have such a powerful puppet. I guess he got some ancient relic. In ancient times, there were indeed powerful skeleton puppets. His soul attack power is at the level of a true god. Besides, skeletons don't have the ability to form battle formations. That is to say, although there are a lot of them, they are actually scattered. As long as he can limit his soul attack ability, there is nothing to fear. 7th level combat power of the God King. It's not like we don't have it. August kept thinking and quickly worked out a strategy against Lin Moyu. At the same time, one order after another was passed on, and the demons immediately started to act. August stood on the bridge of his warship, staring at the dark starry sky. I originally thought that the barrier of the battleship would last half an hour, and the second line of defense would last 3 hours. Now, the plan has been disrupted. It really hurts. What is the origin of this guy? When did such a guy appear in the human race? Could it be a genius who came out of the city of God? There are indeed a lot of geniuses who have come to practice in the city of God on the battlefield, but it seems that there are no such people. August couldn't figure it out, and his head hurt a little. In sight, several demon battle formations approached at an astonishing speed. The starlight sprinkled on the battlefield, illuminating harmony. Disdain flashed in August's eyes, and killing intent surged at the same time. These people are deserters. From what he thought, even if they were to die, these people should die there, at least for a few more minutes. As for bringing Lin Moyu here. Immediately afterwards, he looked at Lin Moyu, who followed closely behind the battle formation, and the mighty undead army. Lin Moyu vibrated the undead wings, seemingly not in a hurry. August sneered, "Since you're here, let's have fun with you." Under his previous order, the demons have assembled. The number is not large, only 40,000 demons have gathered to form 4 battle formations. There are only 10,000 demons in each battle formation. Although the number is small, the momentum is even more astonishing. The demons that make up the battle formation are all demons in the God-King realm. Compared with a battle formation composed of 100,000 true God realm demons, it is only stronger but not weaker. Moreover, Lin Moyu's soul attack did not pose a threat to them. After the analysis just now, August already has a way to deal with Lin Moyu. When August's gaze came, Lin Moyu also discovered his existence. At the same time, everyone's heart trembled. At this time, the distance between the two is at least 500,000 kilometers, and even with the eyesight of a practitioner, one can only see an insignificant dot. However, both of them felt each other's eyes. In August's heart, the uneasiness surged up again, but it was quickly suppressed. The same is true in Lin Moyu's heart, feeling that this guy will cause some trouble for himself. The demon clan must have passed the news back. Since the other party is waiting for him here, he must have the means to deal with him. Although the demon race is not smart, but there are a lot of them, there will always be smart people. So far, Lin Moyu has no way out. He is the passive party and can only move forward. The distance between the two sides was constantly shortening, and when there were only 200,000 kilometers left, the two finally saw each other clearly. Lin Moyu saw August. Mind Eater. Lin Moyu recognized the other party's identity at a glance. You don't need to know the specific name, just know the identity of the other party. Anyway, it is impossible for the two to have any intersection, meeting is just a word of kill, and they will never die. Mind Eater is known as the brain of the devil, and Lin Moyu naturally knows it. So it's not surprising that August appears here. August looked at Lin Moyu from a distance, and waved his hand lightly. Under the radiance of the stars, a brighter flame suddenly lit up. The flames of the abyss were blazing, and a sword-shaped formation suddenly appeared. Before the sword-shaped battle formation, there was also a shield-shaped battle formation. The two battle formations of sword and shield cooperate with each other, and the power will be greatly improved. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed slightly, and there were obviously fewer demons forming the battle formation this time. There are only 10,000 demons in each battle formation, the number is 10 times less, but the power is greater than before. Every demon in the battle formation is in the realm of the God King, which means that his soul attack will be useless. Although it can still cause some impact, it is much more difficult to destroy the battle formation. The battle formation composed of 10,000 God King realm demons is far more threatening than before. The battle formation started, heading towards Lin Moyu. In the face of the battle formation of the God King realm, the skeletons of the true God realm will not be able to play any role, and it is only a matter of time before they are all killed. August knew this, and he wanted to see how Lin Moyu would react. As if he was sure of winning, he said to himself, sometimes, the quantity is not decisive. He stopped short of speaking. In his line of sight, the skeletons snapped together. The number dropped 3 times sharply, from tens of millions of legions to millions of legions. 3 million skeleton god generals, 500,000 death dragon knights, and 1 million lich generals. Then all the death dragon knights and 2/3 of the skeleton generals ignored the flying demon battle formation, split into 2, and rushed straight to the 2 stars. August's face became ugly. This is the only flaw in his plan, and Lin Moyu sees it through at a glance. Lin Moyu told him with actions that there are many benefits. The undead army occupies the double advantage of quantity and quality. If dispersed, the number of undead legions exceeds tens of millions. It is more than double the size of the demon army. If you use the fusion technique and combine all the skeletons together, you can also form 3 million skeleton generals, 500,000 Death Dragon Knights, 500,000 Death Knights, and 1 million Lich generals. It still exceeds the demon army in terms of quantity, and it is completely crushed in terms of quality. The skeleton god will be infinitely close to the third-level combat power of the God King, and the Death Dragon Knight will sleep with the second-level God King. The Death Knight barely stepped into the God King realm, and the Lich General's combat power was weak, but they didn't belong to the combat class in the first place. This kind of combat power is enough to crush the demon army. The only disadvantage is that there is no battle formation. The battle formation in the army has greatly improved the combat power of the demon army, so that they have the opportunity to compete with the undead army. Lin Moyu also had to admit that the battle formation of the demon army was very strong. Especially in the battle formation composed purely of God Kings, he couldn't think of a good way to deal with them without using his whole cards. But it doesn't matter, after all, there are only 2 pairs in this battle formation. Lin Moyu used 1 million skeleton gods to hold them back, and the other 2 million skeleton gods will bring 500,000 Death Dragon Knights and 500,000 Death Knights directly into the stars. His goal is the military star map 147, not to really fight these demons to the death. The demons who are looking for the military star map in the stars are basically the 8th or 9th level of the true god, and they will have no resistance against the undead army. If they form a battle formation, then the skeleton soul shooter will let them experience the horror of soul attack. August's eyes were full of danger, but also with anger. The bad premonition that had just been suppressed rose uncontrollably. He stared at Lin Moyu, and then quickly issued new orders. On the warship he was on, a bewitching demon appeared. At the same time, the battleship shone like a small star. Majestic energy emanated from the warship, forming an enchantment to enshroud the bewitching in its life. The bewitching demon stood in the enchantment and let out a deafening high-pitched scream. After the screams, there was an impassioned movement. The enchantment became his loudspeaker, and after the movement passed through the enchantment, the effect was amplified several times and resounded through the starry sky. The horror movement of the devil echoed in the starry sky, and then the voice of the bewitching demon echoed in the starry sky, joining his performance. The other 2 bewitching demons waved the instrumental music in their hands and played strange notes, forming a magnificent and grand movement. The demons are full of momentum in the movement, and their strength has increased one after another. Those demons of the 9th level of true gods have been promoted to the realm of God Kings. The demons who temporarily reached the God King realm formed a battle formation on the spot. With 10,000 people as a group, a large number of battle formations suddenly appeared in the starry sky. The battle formation turned into a knife and a shield, and the green abyssal flames radiated from the knife. The flames were like blood, and sprinkled in the starry sky. The battle shield stood next to the sword to protect it. From a distance, it looks like there are many invisible warriors standing in the starry sky, holding swords and shields, slashing towards the army of undead. Flames blazed, and the fire of the abyss swept across the starry sky, and the skeleton god would be burned to death. Forcibly raise the realm. The bewitching demon actually has this ability. It's a little troublesome. Lin Moyu glanced, and there were 3 bewitching demons in the starry sky. The person leading the team is the one standing on the boat and in the enchantment. This bewitching demon has a huge aura, and his realm may have reached the 5th level of God King. It is not easy to kill him. And Lin Moyu believed that since he dared to come out, he must not be afraid of being attacked by others. The enchantment around him not only has the effect of expanding the effect of the music, but also can protect him. The skeleton god will completely disperse at this time, and there is no way to hold the sword, so delay time. Take advantage of the opportunity to kill all the scattered demons that have not yet formed a sword. Lin Moyu is not in a hurry, he just needs to wait for a while, and when the human army arrives, everything will be solved. Procrastination is not difficult for him. The skeleton god will appear to be killed, but will be resurrected silently the next second. As long as he controls the smoothness and time of being killed, he can delay indefinitely. Undead can be revived 5 times in 150 seconds. BGAF, then as long as the average interval between deaths does not exceed 30 seconds it should be fine. And in this case, the demons can't search the military star map, so the goal is naturally achieved. The sword energy of the skeleton general fell densely, all of which were blocked by the devil's battle shield. The defense of the demon battle shield is amazing. Unless it can gather the strength of all the skeleton generals to attack with all its strength, it will be difficult to break him. But Lin Moyu didn't think about breaking the opponent's shield at all, he just wanted to delay the time. August's eyes were stern, and he realized something was wrong after only a minute. Within 1 minute, at least 100,000 skeleton generals were killed. But the number of skeleton generals did not decrease at all. After realizing something was wrong, he observed carefully and finally saw the clue. Where the saber passed, everything was turned into ashes, and the skeleton god general was also burned to ashes. But after flying away with the sword, in the ashes, a brand new skeleton god will be reborn on the spot. It can be resurrected. What kind of puppet is this? August was greatly shocked, and at the same time understood what Lin Moyu was going to do. Lin Moyu is just buying time. Time is precious to each other. After the arrival of the human army, the previous efforts will be in vain. August's consciousness moved, and he ordered on the spot, "Don't worry about the skeletons, and kill the tribe with all your strength." He doesn't know Lin Moyu's name, but there is only one human race here, who else could it be? After receiving the order, the demons immediately ignored the skeleton general and roared towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled, and after a 2-minute rest, the bulging feeling in his soul subsided slightly. Now the demon battle array is rushing towards him. Lin Moyu doesn't want to fight with them. With the combat power of the 7th level God King, it is impossible to deal with these demon battle formations. The demon battle formation is one of the capitals for the demon clan to dominate the world. Among the 10,000 demons in the God King realm, there are not a few of them in the 3rd rank of God Kings. Everyone's power is gathered together. Even if Lin Moyu has the combat power of the 7th level God King, it is unwise to collide with him head-on. Unless he pushes his strength up again, to the 8th or even 9th rank of God King, then he will have a chance to compete with the demon battle formation. But in that case, the soul will collapse in a short time. The wings of the undead vibrated, and Lin Moyu turned into a meteor, avoiding the devil's sword, and flew towards the black hole instead. The demon saber also turned wildly and continued to chase and kill Lin Moyu. You can't escape. August see he also quickly changed direction and chased after him. Under the current situation, it is impossible to search the military star map without solving the undead army. But if you want to get rid of the undead army, you must get rid of the manipulator Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's speed is very fast, driven by the power of the 7th level God King, which greatly increases the speed of the undead wings. The effect of the halo of the law of speed of light is no longer understood, and Lin Moyu's speed has exceeded 30,000 km per second. The demon sword behind him kept chasing, and Lin Moyu had crossed 2 stars and started approaching the black hole in a blink of an eye. Suddenly, a sound came from the black hole. The roar was full of anger, resounding through the soul world of everyone. Outside Lin Moyu's soul world, a black hole snake suddenly appeared, roaring towards his soul. The entire soul world vibrated violently, and the crystal barrier buzzed. The roar passed through the crystal barrier, turning into an invisible sound wave and hitting the soul. Purple light emerged from Lin Moyu's soul, and the soul clothes also burst into bright light. Relying on the soul quality of the pinnacle of the 4th rank, the Shuojin essence has greatly enhanced the defense of the soul, in addition to some functions of the soul clothing. Lin Moyu blocked this wave of soul attacks completely and unscathed. The soul attack of this roar is very strong, enough to cause damage to the soul of the God King realm. Moreover, this was an indiscriminate attack, and everyone was affected. The undead army almost collapsed collectively. Although the skeletons are powerful, their real level is limited by Lin Moyu, and they are still in the realm of true gods. Their souls are not strong, and this attack is also fatal to them. Fortunately, there were undead spirits, and in the next second, all the skeletons were resurrected again. An attack caused the undead army to collapse collectively. Lin Moyu knew that the demon army might be even worse. Turning his head to look, it really looked like that. The battle formation of demons chasing and killing him stood frozen in the starry sky one by one. The battle formation completely collapsed in the roar, and the demons in it were killed and injured. Even if they didn't die, they were severely injured, fell into a coma, and were half dead. The best way to deal with the demon battle formation is a powerful soul attack. In this soul attack, at least millions of demons were killed. More demons were badly wounded. Even those demons in the God King realm suffered a lot of damage, and the battle formation collapsed, unable to continue chasing and killing Lin Moyu. The movement of the bewitching demons stopped abruptly, and immediately changed to a soft tune in the next second to heal the wounds of the demon army. August's expression changed drastically. What happened in front of him completely exceeded his expectations. The uneasiness in his heart rose to the limit, far exceeding the uneasiness brought to him by Lin Moyu. Run away. In the next second, a cry came from a distance. August recognized the owner of the voice. They were the demons he sent to find the military star map in the black hole. In the team dispatched this time, there are 10 demons who have reached the 6th level of God King, and they are the strongest existence in the army. After coming here, he sent 10 people to the black hole to search for it. It is very likely that he Renshing hid the military star map in the black hole. If he wanted to enter the black hole, even the 6th level God King would be in danger. But there is no way, I have to go. Amidst the sound, 3 demons flew out of the black hole and flew towards all August's warships, ignoring Lin Moyu on the way. They looked flustered, as if they had seen something terrifying. Lin Moyu's face changed slightly. Although he didn't know what happened, but with the previous soul attack and the expressions of the 3 demons now, it is not difficult to analyze that something really happened. Lin Moyu didn't even think about it, he shook the undead wings and avoided it far away. At this time, another roar sounded, and the second wave of soul attacks arrived. The 3 demons who had reached the 6th level of God King uttered painful cries one by one, their speed was even faster, and they did not dare to turn their heads. Lin Moyu's soul was hit again, and the undead army collapsed collectively again, and then they were resurrected collectively under the effect of spells. The demon army is over. Lin Moyu thought in his heart, the interval was less than 10 seconds, and 2 consecutive soul attacks were enough to completely wipe out the demon army. It is estimated that except for some God Kings, there will be no survivors. Looking over the past, as expected, the starry sky is full of corpses, only some of the God Kings are still alive, but they are not living well. Even some God King realms with weak souls are already dead. The soul collapsed, and the death was miserable. On August's warship, the enchantment was shining, barely blocking the soul attack. As a heart devourer, August's soul itself is powerful, and he has the cultivation base of the 4th level God King, so the impact is not great. But his whole body was soaked in sweat, and he thought of a legend. It is said that in the center of the black hole in Area 7-77, there is a terrifying starry sky behemoth sleeping. It is the ancestor of all black hole snakes, it sleeps all year round and rarely wakes up. Once awakened, it will destroy all creatures in the entire area. This is just a legend and has never been confirmed. Because everyone who saw it died. Now August can responsibly say that the legend is true, that there really is such a terrifying giant beast. He didn't even see his face, just 2 roars, the demon army was already dead. And the 3 God King 6th level demons who flew back were all extremely frightened. There were 10 people when they went, but only 3 came back, and the other 7 are self-evident. The 3 demons of the 6th rank of the God King flew back to August's warship as fast as they could, and shouted anxiously, "Run away, run away. Hurry up, if you don't escape, it will be too late. Don't be dazed, run away. It's coming after you, asking for flowers." The 3 shouted angrily, without any concern for others' feelings. Even Lin Moyu, who was hundreds of thousands of kilometers away, could hear them clearly. August realized the seriousness of the matter, immediately started the warship, turned his head and flew out. Lin Moyu's face also changed slightly, he thought of the coming human army. The experience of the demon army is still in sight, if the human army comes, I am afraid it will not be much better. Soul attack has always been the most difficult attack to defend against. Almost most races, in front of the gods, the soul is extremely fragile. Even his soul would be impacted, if it was someone else, the result could be imagined. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and a large number of skeletons flew out quickly. At the same time, he took out the Tower of the King of War, and also took the jade card given by Zhu Qiwu in his hand. If there was any danger, he would dodge at any time. August's warship is very fast, even faster than the Tower of the King of War, with a speed of more than 150,000 kilometers per second. But it only flew out for a few seconds, less than 1,000,000 kilometers, and suddenly stopped in the starry sky. The warship was struggling and trembling, but there seemed to be an invisible force in the starry sky that grabbed it, making it difficult to move. The warship shook more and more violently, making a buzzing sound. On the battleship, the enchantment of the bewitching demon distorted and deformed. The bewitching demon immediately retreated into the boat in fright. The barrier shattered with a bang, and then the warship creaked. Lin Moyu watched the warship deform little by little with his own eyes, and invisible forces poured down from all directions, twisting the warship into a ball like a twist. The battle group exploded with a bang, and exploded into a ball of sparks. Several figures flew out from the battleship. They were the 3 God King 6th level demons who escaped just now, and August. The warship, including the bewitching demon, had been destroyed in the explosion. With the light of the fire, Lin Moyu finally saw who made the move. A large amount of firelight was absorbed by it, and some outlines were faintly reflected. This is an incomparably huge black hole snake. The snake swallows all light, so it cannot be seen. Its body size exceeds 100,000 kilometers, and it is the largest starry sky giant layer that Lin Moyu has seen so far. Lin Moyu couldn't judge the size of his body. If it is entrenched, it will be larger than ordinary stars. It seems that there are tentacles under its body. It was these tentacles that crushed August's warship into pieces. The black hole snake looked at August and the others, opened its huge mouth, spit out the same pitch-black letter, and let out another roar. The soul attack is mighty. There is not a slight difference between a soul attack that is close at hand and a soul attack that is 1,000,000 kilometers away. The 3 God King 6th level demons screamed in pain one by one. This time, even August felt unimaginable pain. His skin was obviously iron blue, but now it turned bluish-white. The black hole snake didn't stop after roaring, and opened its huge mouth directly, and a huge breath came out. The huge mouth of the black hole snake, like a real black hole, directly sucked the 4 of August into it. Despair appeared on the devil's face, and at this moment, resistance became futile. At the critical moment, August took out a knife. It stabbed the knife into his body hard, and he stabbed so hard that the whole blade went into his body. The wound exploded, and black blood exploded out, staining the knife. A gemstone on the handle of the knife suddenly lit up, and the green flame enveloped August. Then the flame disappeared, and August also disappeared together. He escaped. Lin Moyu saw all this, and August escaped. He couldn't sense August's aura at all, which meant that August was very far away from here, and he might have even left Area 7-77. Lin Moyu was startled suddenly. He realized that if he found the military star map. In fact, the backhand of the human race will not have any effect. Before Area 7-77 was destroyed, August could leave and bring back the military star map. Lin Moyu is not surprised that the devil has such a treasure. The snake of the black hole devoured the 3 6th-level demons of the King of Gods in one bite, and a trace of blood appeared in its huge eyes. Then the black hole snake turned around suddenly in the flames, its huge body swept over the warship that turned into flames, and the warship was swept away like garbage. The black hole snake came to the starry sky full of demon corpses. The demons here are basically dead, only a few god kings are still alive. But these god kings have lost their resistance after suffering 3 consecutive soul attacks. The snake of the black hole is not polite at all. No matter it is dead or alive, it will not refuse anyone. It opened its huge mouth enough to devour stars, and the suction force suddenly came into being. Whether alive or dead, whole pigs are sucked into the mouth turns. Lin Moyu's eyelids twitched, and a thought came to his mind: my magic weapon for storage. Millions of corpses, millions of storage treasures, how many things should there be in there? Even if it's worthless, you can get a lot of points in exchange. But now, it's all gone. While thinking about it, Lin Moyu activated the Battle King Tower and flew out without looking back. He doesn't want to compete with such a guy. This guy is too scary. Lin Moyu feels that even if this guy is not a god, he is infinitely close to a god. It's not that I can't fight, but it's meaningless to fight. His purpose is not to kill the starry sky behemoth, but to find the military star map. Now that the demon army is dead, as long as it returns, I have plenty of time to find it slowly. While thinking, Lin Moyu glanced back. In the blink of an eye, the Zhangwang Pagoda has flown 1,000,000 kilometers. Just reached the second line of defense laid by the devil. There are still many demon corpses floating here. Just after the Battle King Tower crossed this area, Lin Moyu suddenly found that those corpses were gone. To be precise, those corpses were flying towards a certain place at an astonishing speed. The snake of the black hole. Lin Moyu was taken aback. He didn't expect that the black hole snake was still there. It has the characteristics of a black hole, devouring all light, and cannot be seen clearly with the naked eye. Lin Moyu immediately connected to the skeleton and entered the vision of the undead. In the vision of the undead, he saw an incomparably bright soul flame that was as dazzling as a star. The stronger the soul, the stronger the power of the living being. The soul flame in front of him was the only one Lin Moyu had ever seen in his life. The black hole snake is indeed still there, hundreds of thousands of kilometers away. It stopped in place, devouring the corpses in the starry sky. After a few seconds, it devoured the corpse and moved again. Lin Moyu was shocked. The speed of the black hole snake was too fast, far surpassing the tower of the King of War, and caught up in a blink of an eye. It seems that a battle is inevitable. Lin Moyu sighed in his heart. He had a trump card, although he didn't know if he could kill the black hole snake, but in fact he was not afraid. The black hole snake approached the tower of the King of War. Just as Lin Moyu was about to attack, the black hole snake stopped again. This is the first line of defense laid by the demons. After being breached by Lin Moyu, the wreckage of warships and the corpses of Yino's demons are everywhere. The snake of the black hole was here, and began to devour the corpse of the demon, along with the fragments of the warship. Lin Moyu found it strange that this guy didn't seem to want to deal with him. It follows itself, as if only because it is on the same road as itself. If you think about it, in the eyes of the black hole snake, you are as insignificant as a speck of dust. This is true regardless of size or strength. Since I didn't offend him, there was obviously no need to deal with myself. Lin Moyu guessed that those demons should have disturbed his sleep. Lin Moyu quietly changed direction and flew in another direction. After flying 500,000 kilometers, it stopped, and at the same time stared at the black hole snake with the vision of the undead. The black hole snake still never refuses anyone who comes, whether it is the corpse of a demon or the wreckage of a warship, he swallows it all in one gulp. In total, it devoured thousands of warships and more than 4 million demons. How big is this appetite? After devouring all the demons and warships, the starry sky suddenly became empty. Lin Moyu still watched without blinking. If the black hole snake continued to chase and kill him, then he would do it. If the black hole snake flies in other directions, he will stand still. But the result is that the snake of the black hole seems to be full and stays motionless in the starry sky. The pitch-black body devoured the light, and he couldn't find his existence even if he was close at hand. Even using soul sensing is useless, it will be swallowed up silently, and his existence cannot be found. Only the undead vision can see it. In the vision of the undead, the snake of the black hole slowly entangled its body, turning itself into a ball. His figure is too big, like a star that does not shine. If someone hits it, his body will definitely be smashed to pieces. Is this guy full? Stay here, what are you going to do? Lin Moyu thought in his heart, and suddenly frowned slightly. The skeleton god generals who spread out before encountered the army of the human race. Thousands of human warships, forming a sharp knife array, are sailing rapidly in the starry sky. Lin Moyu immediately flew over on the Battle King Tower, and at the same time ordered the skeleton god to block the human battleship. Hua Yuhang, a third-rank captain, the first captain of the Fortress 7 Legion, has reached the 6th rank of God King. This time the human army was commanded by him, and he went to the center of number 7 to 77 to find the military star map. As far as he knew, the demon army set off one step earlier than him. And halfway, they were also harassed by the demon army, which delayed a little time. All told, they were already 40 minutes behind the demon legion. 40 minutes is enough to accomplish many things on the battlefield. Hua Yuhang felt a little anxious. Captain, there is situation ahead. The scout at the front of the team suddenly sent back a message, and someone blocked the team's way forward. Hua Yuhang thought it was another demon, so he immediately asked, how many demons are there? Send out a small team to destroy them. The main force will continue to move forward, don't stop. Captain, it's not a demon. Then a picture appeared in front of Hua Yuhang. In the picture, a group of skeletons, holding swords and shields, block the road. These skeletons exude a strong breath, each one is not weak. Puppet. Hua Yuhang was taken aback for a moment, but the situation is urgent now, he needs to race against time, and he is not allowed to delay here. After weighing it, he decided to ignore the skeleton and move on. Seeing that they didn't intend to stop, Lin Moyu, who was still millions of kilometers away, couldn't help frowning. Although their flying direction will not hit the black hole snake that is entrenched head-on. But if it is not done well, it will be disturbed, and it will probably die by then. The horror of the demon army is still vivid. Lin Moyu consciously issued an order, and the hundreds of skeleton gods raised their swords and cut without saying a word. Hundreds of sword chi pierced the starry sky. There was a loud alarm in the human warships, and the battleships lit up brightly. The formation is running to support the defense. The sword energy bombarded the formation, causing the formation to distort and deform. The skeleton god general is infinitely close to the third level attack power of the god king, and the attack power of the sword energy is not bad at all. The composition of the human army is very similar to that of demons, with the god king as the captain, and the 8th and 9th ranks of true gods as soldiers. The difference is only the number. Each warship of the human race has tens of thousands of people, while the warship of the demon has only 1,000 people. The skeleton god will attack suddenly, and the attack power has reached the level of the god king, making the whole team have to stop. Hundreds of skeleton god generals represent hundreds of god king realm powerhouses, which is not a small number. Although the army of the human race is not afraid, it also needs to be handled carefully, otherwise it will be damaged. Seeing the battleship stop, the skeletons didn't do anything again. Hua Yuhang frowned. These skeletons seemed not to fight them, but to stop them from moving forward. At this time, the light spot in the distance lights up, and another skeleton god comes. Lin Moyu scattered tens of thousands of skeleton generals before, because he didn't know which direction the human race would come from. Find the Terran team now, and the skeleton gods will quickly start gathering. Seeing more and more skeleton generals, Hua Yuhang became more and more vigilant. The defensive formation on the battleship continued to operate, and the army left the battleship to form a battle formation, ready to go to war at any time. However, the skeleton god will remain motionless, but Yuhang didn't take the lead either. Now there are nearly 1,000 skeleton god generals. If they fight, even if their side wins, they will suffer some damage. He also can't leave part of the team to fight. Although it buys time, it will increase the damage many times. Hua Yuhang tried to communicate with Skull God General, but to no avail. The skeletons appear to be puppets, and they don't appear to be malicious, they just don't want to keep themselves going. Why is this? Who is behind them? As long as it is a puppet, there must be a manipulator behind it. Hua Yuhang was thinking, and suddenly thought of something. Before leaving, the Legion leader told him that he had sent someone in to try to stop the demon and buy him time. At that time, Hua Yuhang didn't care. The demons dispatched at least millions of troops. What's the use of sending a person there? Even if the person sent out is the 6th level God King, it is useless. Even if a genius who can leapfrog to fight, has the combat power of a God Master or even an 8th level God Master. He is the 6th rank of God King, and he is also in charge of the army, so he is naturally very aware of the gap. Facing the battle formation of the army, unless the gods do it, it is not enough to watch. Looking back now, the Legion commander doesn't seem to be joking. Could it be that these puppets belong to that person? At this time, from the corner of the eye, I saw a little golden light shining from a distance, and the golden light quickly approached, a few seconds later and stopped in front of him. Seeing the Tower of the King of War, Hua Yuhang heaved a sigh of relief. He recognized it at a glance. This is the magic weapon of the human race. Lin Moyu also breathed a sigh of relief, and finally caught up. This place is less than 2 million kilometers away from the area occupied by the black hole snake. According to the advancing speed of the human army, that is half a minute. Hua Yuhang left the battleship, and he felt threatened from Lin Moyu, which shows that Lin Moyu is extremely powerful. This kind of person, he has to show up in person. Hua Yuhang gave a military salute to Lin Moyu. Hua Yuhang, captain of Fortress 7, 3rd rank captain. Lin Moyu also saluted and responded, Lin Moyu, honor the 2nd rank non-commissioned officer. Hua Yuhang was in awe. A 2nd rank non-commissioned officer is nothing, but a 2nd rank non-commissioned officer of glory is completely different. The honorary title is not something anyone can obtain. He already knew the identity of Lin Moyu. In the past 100 years, the military of Suzaku battlefield has not given him an honorary title. Only some time ago, the honorary title was given to one person. Anyone who can get the honorary title is a genius, and now it seems that it is really the case. Hua Yuhang asked, Brother Lin, have you entered the central area before? Lin Moyu nodded. The demons in the central area are dead, and their commander has escaped. Ah. Hua Yuhang was stunned on the spot. He unconsciously glanced at the skeleton general, and then at Lin Moyu, with an expression of disbelief. In his cognition, the army of demons cannot be handled by a few hundred skeletons. Lin Moyu didn't answer, but asked, Captain Hua, can you contact the outside? Hua Yuhang nodded. The Renwang network temporarily covers this area. We can communicate with the outside world, but only voice, not video. Help me get in touch. I want to find Zhu Zhenshao. Lin Moyu was not polite and asked directly. When Hua Yuhang heard Zhu Zhenzhao's name, he didn't dare to hesitate. Please follow me. He heard from the commander of the 220th Army that Lin Moyu was sent by Zhu Zhenshao himself. Lin Moyu wanted to contact Zhu Zhenshao, but he refused. The Huayuhang battleship is the flagship of the entire fleet. Its appearance is a circle larger than other warships, and the layout inside is also different. Hua Yuhang took Lin Moyu into the battleship, and then activated a formation in front of the command platform. The formation was shimmering, and a majestic and old voice came out. Yuhang, have you arrived yet? How is the situation? Hua Yuhang immediately said, Lead Commander, I met Lin Moyu, he wants to contact the Guardian. Good. The other party also did not hesitate, and directly agreed. A few seconds later, the light in the formation lit up again, and Zhu Kewu's voice came out from the formation, Stinky boy, what's going on with you? Lin Moyu said softly, the demons are all dead, they didn't get the military star map. Ha! Zhu Kewu's voice was slightly surprised, you killed it. Lin Moyu shook his head, not all of them, I killed some of them, about 1/5, and I didn't kill the rest. Zhu Kewu snorted, don't be tricky, just say it. Lin Moyu didn't do what he wanted. Instead he said, Senior, the information you gave me is incomplete, I was almost killed by you. Zhu Kewu said unhappily, you can eat indiscriminately, but you can't talk indiscriminately. That document is the most complete on the battlefield. Then tell me, what happened to the giant snake in the black hole? Hua Yuhang on the side was already dumbfounded. Lin Moyu said he killed 1/5 of the demons. As far as he knew, the devil dispatched at least 5 million troops this time. 1/5 is 1 million. Lin Moyu single-handedly killed a million demon army. Is this possible? The battle formation of the devil is not a display. The combination of the sword and shield battle formation, the fire of the abyss is amazing. Even from the military level, it is a headache. How did Lin Moyu do it, relying on these hundreds of skeleton puppets? At this time, Zhu Kewu's deep voice came from the formation. What did you say? Say it again. His voice trembled slightly, and he could hear obvious heavy breathing beside him. That was the voice of the Legion commander. Apparently, the black hole snake that Lin Moyu was talking about was extraordinary. The snake of the black hole is very common, as long as anyone who frequents the area 7 to 77 will meet it. Kill or be killed, commonplace. But the black hole snake mentioned by Lin Moyu does not seem to be the case. Lin Moyu said again, I mean, there is a 100,000 kilometer long black hole snake in the central black hole, which is not in your data. A black hole snake that is 100,000 kilometers long. Just listening to it, Hua Yuhang felt creepy. He has seen the black hole snake, the kind of tens of thousands of meters long black hole snake, which is quite different. A black hole snake that is 100,000 kilometers long, can it still eat a black hole snake? On the other side of the formation, Zhu Kewu was silent for a few seconds before speaking again, and his voice became even deeper. I didn't expect that there really was such a giant starry sky beast. The black hole snake ancestor really existed, and the origin of the black stone and the black hole snake has finally been confirmed. After hearing this, Lin Moyu thought to himself, so you don't know either. Zhu Kewu asked, after it appeared, what happened, please tell me the detailed process. Lin Moyu talked about what happened after the black hole snake ancestor appeared. Hua Yuhang was terrified when he heard it. A super wide-range soul attack directly smashed the demon army. Then he treated the demon army as food and ate it up. Only the commander used the treasure to escape. Lin Moyu glanced at Hua Yuhang, so I asked the skeleton to come over and not let you go any further. If you disturb it, you will probably become its food. Hua Yuhang nodded. The demon army had no resistance, obviously they would not be much better. Although he is confident, he is not arrogant and knows the strength of his own army very well. Hua Yuhang couldn't help feeling grateful to Lin Moyu. If he hadn't come to stop him, his team might have been doomed. Zhu Kewu's voice came from the formation. You mean, now that it is entrenched in the starry sky, you can see it? Lin Moyu hummed, see. Then what are you going to do? Lin Moyu has thought about this problem a long time ago. There are two ways. The first one, we all exit the area 7 to 77, you destroy the area 7 to 77, and destroy the black hole snake ancestor together with the military star map. Second, I will search for it by myself and let the army go back. They can't see the snake in the black hole, so there is no point in having too many people. Hua Yuhang looked at Lin Moyu, a little puzzled by Lin Moyu's choice. The second type is very dangerous, extremely dangerous. Why did Lin Moyu make such a choice, completely disregarding his own safety? He didn't understand, but his favor towards Lin Moyu increased sharply, and he felt that Lin Moyu was a respectable person. There was a change in his eyes. Lin Moyu felt this change. It was a bit weird, and he didn't know what Hua Yuhang was thinking. Zhu Kewu's voice came from the formation again. The first method is wrong. We are not sure whether destroying this void can kill the black hole snake ancestor. And the price to be paid for destroying this void is too great. If the military star map is swallowed by the black hole snake ancestor, and it survives after destroying the starry sky, then there is no limit for the strong in the demon clan. They will kill the black hole snake ancestor and find out all the things in his body. Lin Moyu said helplessly, talk about 10,000, but I still want to go. I just want to ask, what if the military star map is really swallowed by the black hole snake ancestor? And how can I determine whether the military star map was eaten by the black hole snake ancestor? There was silence again. Hua Yuhang finally seized the opportunity to ask, Brother Lin, is there really such a big black hole snake? Lin Moyu smiled slightly, do you want me to take you to see? Hua Yuhang's smile froze on his face, forget it. Those demons that I have seen have all died, and I will see if I will die too. Lin Moyu shook his head, but you can't see it even if you go there. It has the characteristics of a black hole, swallowing light, and it's hard to see with the naked eye. Even if you use the power of the soul, it will be absorbed and you won't be able to sense it. Hua Yuhang let out an "oh," but he realized something was wrong, and wanted to ask, since you couldn't see it, how did you see it? At this time, the formation flashed again, and Zhu Kewu's voice came out again, I'll give you something that can temporarily mobilize the power of the Emperor's network. It can locate the military star map. However, Renwang's network here is weak, and the positioning distance is extremely limited, only about 10,000 kilometers. Lin Moyu guessed that it should be a magic weapon similar to the person finding a ray disc, and immediately responded, okay, you give me the things, and I will look for them. But I also have a question. If it is really confirmed that the military star map was eaten by the black hole snake ancestor, what should I do? Zhu Kewu has obviously considered this issue, then you should stop and think of another way. The light of the formation flickered more fiercely, and the light became more and more solid, as if some substance was generated inside. Send material. I didn't expect this formation to have the function of transmitting matter. Looking at Hua Yuhang, even he was surprised. Lin Moyu asked strangely, isn't this your battleship? You don't even know it has this function. Hua Yuhang shook his head, expressing that he really didn't know. Lin Moyu chuckled, then you are not competent enough. As the owner of the battleship, how can you not even know the function of the battleship? After a great battle, a trip between life and death, and a rare relaxation, Lin Moyu couldn't help but speak a little more, occasionally cracking a joke. The voice of the commander of Fortress 7 came from the formation. It's not that he doesn't know, but this formation was not used to transfer items. After this transmission, the formation will be destroyed. Come back and rearrange. So that's the case. Lin Moyu smiled at Hua Yuhang. I'm sorry, I blamed you. Hua Yuhang quickly shook his head. Brother Lin is right. I have just been promoted to captain, and I really don't know much about many functions on the battleship. This is a sincere person, Lin Moyu thought to himself. The objects in the formation finally stared at them completely, and it really was a formation disk, the size of a palm, not much different from the person seeking formation disk. Strong military style, without any decoration, far from exquisite, but certainly practical. The formation also collapsed at the moment of transmission. Before the formation collapsed, Lin Moyu heard Zhu Kewu's voice, don't die. Lin Moyu chuckled, put away the array disk, and refined it with soul force rolling. At the same time, he said to Huayu Waterway, go back first. Hua Yuhang left with the human army, but they will not leave directly, they will leave with the human race in the 7 to 77 area. Lin Moyu is also not sure how long it will take for the black hole snake ancestor to wake up, and whether he will continue to eat after waking up. In case it wants to have another big meal, all the creatures in this area will have difficulty escaping. Lin Moyu dared to look for it because he held the life-saving jade token given by Zhu Qiwu. And he has to complete the task. If he gives up at this point, who knows if it will affect his task score, and ultimately affect his entry into the City of God. After refining the jade plate, I know that this jade plate is called the fixed star plate, and it is a set of items with the military star map. Through the jade plate and relying on the Renwang network, it is indeed possible to locate the position of the military star map. Lin Moyu is now certain of two things. The first thing is that the military star map is not just as simple as recording the specific location of the starry sky fortress and the outpost. There must be other functions, otherwise the demons and the human race would not value it so much. As for what role it is not clear, but it must be related to safety. The second thing, Lin Moyu discovered that the ability of Renwang network to interfere with reality is more powerful than imagined. Here, Renwang's network is only temporarily covered, and its power is extremely weak, but it can still interfere with reality. Calculated in this way, in the territory of the human race, the human sovereign network's ability to interfere with reality will be even stronger. Only 280, but he has not shown it. Perhaps only such a powerful force can monitor the entire human world. Putting his mind away, Lin Moyu has returned to the central area. Through the vision of the undead, the black hole snake ancestor is still entrenched in the starry sky. I don't know if it has fallen asleep again, or it is just digesting what it just ate not long ago, let alone when it will wake up. Lin Moyu prefers the latter. If it wants to sleep, it should return to the black hole. Any animal or beast has this instinct, and Lin Moyu believes that the black hole snake ancestor is no exception. After it finishes digesting, it is estimated that it will wake up. Lin Moyu knows to hurry up. There are several skeleton gods standing in different positions, separated by more than 500,000 kilometers, watching the black hole snake ancestor from a distance. If it takes any action, Lin Moyu will know it immediately. I rush directly to the black hole. If the black hole snake ancestor wants to come back, it must return to the black hole, so the black hole must be the first to search. If there is no military star map in the black hole, then look for it on the stars and planets. But Lin Moyu didn't have much hope. If the military star map was on the stars and planets, it is estimated that the demons have already found it. After thinking about it, the military star map is either hidden in the black hole, or eaten by the black hole snake ancestor. Lin Moyu didn't know how he Renxing hid the military star map here, he really couldn't figure it out. Even Zhu Qiwu could hardly do something, but he did it. Therefore, those who can become gods are all extraordinary people. Lin Moyu had withdrawn the two original spells at this time, and his breath kept falling. From the 7th level of God King, he returned to the 1st level of God King in a blink of an eye, and then became a true god. It stabilized until the 7th level of the true god. A great battle devoured a large number of souls and forced Lin Moyu to the 7th level of true god. The realm has improved, and the combat power has become stronger again. The three most basic types of skeletons all have the peak combat power of a true god. The combat power of the Death Knight has reached the level of the God King, and the Skeleton Dragon is the peak of the 1st level of the God King. The Death Dragon Knight has reached the peak of the 2nd Order God King. The Skeleton God General has officially reached the 3rd rank of God King. According to Lin Moyu's estimate, the Skeleton King's combat power should have reached the 7th rank of God King. If it is equipped with all the states and the blessing of the two original spells, the Skeleton King may be able to compete with the 8th level powerhouse of the God King. Every time a level is raised, the combat power can be greatly improved, as if there is no bottleneck. This is completely different from other geniuses. Normally, the higher the realm, the greater the gap between each level. In the Super God realm, you can go beyond the 3rd and 4th tiers to challenge. When you reach the True God realm, you may only have 2 or 3 tiers left, and you may only have 1 or 2 tiers left when you reach the God King. When you reach the godly realm, you can only say that you are invincible in the same realm, and you have lost the ability to fight across the ranks. As for fighting across borders, it is even more impossible. If one can challenge 1 or 2 levels in the divine exalted realm, then it is a top genius, and it is the object that the human race should focus on training. Lin Moyu showed a strange face, and if he continued like this, Lin Moyu felt that once he reached the level of the King of the Gods, he would probably be able to compete with the gods. According to past experience, once they reach the God King realm, the number of undead legions can increase significantly. Then use the Julie technique again, and your own improvement will be amazing. The key is whether one's soul and body can hold on. The physical body is not a big problem, but the soul is the problem. But the physical body can't be put down, and I don't know how to continue to increase the physical body. When I reach the God King realm, I will ask carefully. There must be a way. While thinking about it, it has crossed 2 stars and plunged into the territory of the black hole. Lin Moyu entered the world belonging to the black hole for the 2nd time, but the previous time cannot be counted. He was brought in by someone at that time, and he felt nothing. This time, when he crossed the boundary of the black hole, he felt the power of the black hole. A huge tearing force fell on his body, as if to tear his body into pieces. Lin Moyu felt as if countless hands were pulling him. The pulling force is not a pure physical force, but contains laws, which belong to the black hole law of black holes. Fortunately, there is a passive technique, which distributes a lot of damage, and for Lin Moyu, it can't cause much damage. Not only the physical body is being pulled, but the soul is also being pulled with great force. But Lin Moyu's soul was strong enough to not be affected. The pulling force acts on the crystal barrier of the soul world, which only makes the soul world vibrate. No wonder the King of Gods is in danger in a black hole. Because the physical strength is insufficient, it cannot withstand the pull force of the black hole all the time. The physical body of the demon race is generally stronger than that of the human race, so they can come in as long as they reach the 5th level of the God King, and there will be no great danger. With the physical body of the human race, at least the 8th rank of God King is required to act here. It's no wonder that the human race doesn't know anything about the black hole here. The 8th level God King can't enter, and the 6th level God King will die. It's really incomprehensible. Lin Moyu analyzed various information about black holes, and was even more curious about He wrenching. How did he do it? How could he put the military star map here? There was darkness in front of him. Lin Moyu did not change direction, and kept falling towards the direction with the strongest gravitational force. Suddenly, a ray of light came into view, followed by more and more rays of light. The darkness is gone, and there is a colorful and strange world in front of you. A large amount of light is distorted here, and the light cannot escape due to the strong gravitational force of the black hole, and can only fly and bump into the black hole. The light interweaves with each other, forming an indescribable strange world. It turns out that the black hole is not completely dark. Darkness is only the surface, because the interior is bright. The light is chaotic, and there is no picture at all. This feeling is like seeing a messy picture during transmission. Lin Moyu took out the astrolabe and activated it. At the same time, a skeleton is summoned and switched to the vision of the undead. In the vision of the undead, the chaotic colors disappeared, leaving only gray and white in the world. The astrolabe emits a faint light, which is gray in the eyes of the undead. As for what the true color is, it doesn't matter at all. The astrolabe lighted up for a moment, but there was no follow-up. It can only locate the military star map within 10,000 kilometers. The range is not large, and it is normal if it cannot be sensed. Having chosen a direction, Lin Moyu flew forward quickly, not wasting time. It is more convenient to use the skeleton to locate than mark it. Every few thousand kilometers, Lin Moyu activates the astrolabe and keeps dropping the skeletons at the same time. He measured the land of the black hole, and gradually, this grotesque world was filled with skeletons. It turns out that the black hole is a ball. Lin Moyu felt the shape of the black hole, and found that the black hole turned out to be a spherical body, which is not much different from ordinary stars. But in the black hole, because a large amount of matter is attracted, the matter is compressed together under the huge gravitational force, resulting in the black hole's ground being extremely solid. Even if Lin Moyu goes all out, it is difficult to leave traces on it. What's this? In this grotesque world, Lin Moyu saw a big pit. There is a large amount of light being sucked into this bottomless pit. This big pit seems to lead to another world. Of course, it may also lead to the core of a black hole. When Lin Moyu looked at the big pit, he suddenly felt a sense of horror. He realized that he couldn't go in. If he went in, he would definitely die. Although he was looking for a military star map, he would not joke about his own life. He bypassed the big pit and continued to search in the black hole. I don't know how much time it took, and finally walked all over the black hole, but still didn't find it. With a hint of disappointment, Lin Moyu left the black hole world. Until the tearing force on his body disappeared, his vision gradually recovered, and he saw the stars and planets in the distance. There are 2 worlds inside and outside the black hole, especially the bottomless giant pit, which makes him feel fatally threatened. Looking away from the black hole, he connected to the skeleton general in the distance, and saw the black hole's snake ancestor still entrenched in the starry sky. The soul flame of the black hole snake ancestor was extremely vigorous and burning fiercely. "It won't really be swallowed by that guy," Lin Moyu murmured, and suddenly his eyes narrowed slightly. In the vision of the undead, the soul fire of the black hole snake ancestor suddenly changed. The soul fire, which had always been steady and blazing, suddenly became violent. Its body also continued to swell and undulate, and the pitch-black scale armor on its body flapped automatically, making a bang-bang sound. The black hole snake curse opened its huge mouth, spit out a long letter, and a bloody red light appeared in its eyes. A huge suction force was generated on it, and Lin Moyu felt that the surrounding space suddenly became dark, and the surrounding light was attracted by it. At this moment, its suction exceeds that of the black hole and begins to compete for the star's light. Lin Moyu felt this huge suction firsthand, and if he didn't fight, he would be pulled over. Lin Moyu wondered what happened. Quote, "Eating too much indigestion. No matter how you look at it, it seems to be a bit painful." The appearance of the black hole snake ancestor is indeed a bit painful, and the scarlet snake eyes are shining with terrifying light. Absorbing a lot of light, the black hole-like body reveals its silhouette in the starry sky. The fire of the soul is more and more bursting, like a column of fire that soars into the sky. It can burn. The black hole snake ancestor suddenly let out a sharp roar, and an extremely powerful soul attack swept across the starry sky. Lin Moyu's eyes went dark, and the skeleton gods who observed it would die instantly. In the next second, the skeleton god will be resurrected, and Lin Moyu quickly reconnects to the vision of the undead. In the vision of the undead, a large number of soul fires appeared. Lin Moyu was so startled that it split. Every soul fire represents a black hole snake. Of course, it's just an ordinary black hole snake, not powerful. Such a black hole snake, Lin Moyu has killed so many. This is how the black hole snake came. No wonder it is called the black hole snake ancestor. It is indeed the ancestor of the black hole snake. Those are black stones. While splitting the black hole snake, many black fragments split from it. These black fragments are black stones, high-value black stones. The black hole snake ancestor is not only the source of the black hole snake, but also the source of the black stone. In the next second, the black hole snake ancestor screamed again, and thousands of black hole snakes and tens of thousands of black stones that split out simultaneously scattered towards the starry sky and disappeared in a blink of an eye. Then the black hole snake ancestor turned around and flew towards the black hole. Lin Moyu found that its speed was much slower than before, and it seemed that after the split, it became much weaker. But even so, Lin Moyu didn't want to provoke it. No matter how weak this guy is, he is much stronger than himself. Lin Moyu restrained his breath, and secretly activated the astrolabe. He stood on the route that the black hole snake ancestor passed, covering a distance of about 3,000 kilometers. For the black hole snake ancestor, this distance is almost close to the body. Asking for flowers. After all, its body length is more than 100,000 kilometers, a mere 3,000 kilometers, and it can exceed this distance with just a flick. Lin Moyu tried his best to restrain his breath. He regarded himself as a speck of dust and remained motionless. When the head of the black hole snake ancestor passed by, the astrolabe did not move. When its abdomen passed by, the astrolabe suddenly lit up, and an arrow appeared. But the speed of the black hole snake ancestor was too fast, and it went away in a blink of an eye, exceeding the sensing range of the fixed astrolabe. It's really in its stomach. Lin Moyu's heart shuddered, and he felt a headache. This is the worst outcome, but also the best wish. The best result is that if it is eaten by the black hole snake ancestor, it may fall into the hands of the demon race. The worst result is that it becomes extremely difficult because I want to come back. Now Lin Moyu has two choices. One is to go back and tell Zhuqiwu, and then let Zhuqiwu and the others have a headache and think of a solution. The second is that he has no confidence in killing the black hole snake ancestor. The black hole snake ancestor is very weak now. If you choose to kill it, now is the best time. If you miss this opportunity now, you may never have another chance. If it returns to the black hole, it even gets into that big pit. This question was only considered for 0.1 second, and the answer flashed through Lin Moyu's mind. While it is sick, let it abuse. The eyes burst into ejaculation, and the killing intent boiled to the limit in an instant. The field of law is unfolding, and the skeleton gods will appear collectively, and at the same time, they will wave their sword energy towards the black hole snake ancestor. The third-level sword energy of the God King fell on the black hole snake ancestor, making a clanging sound, as if hitting steel. Under the vision of the undead, some marks appeared on the scales of the black hole snake ancestor. The sword energy did not cause any damage to it. This result was completely within Lin Moyu's expectations. If the skull god is going to be useful, that's hell. 9-star sorcerer, summon the skeleton king. With a single finger, the skeleton throne appeared in the starry sky, and the skeleton king slowly got up from the throne. The skeleton king has reached the 7th rank of God King, and his aura is extremely powerful. The scarlet cloak fluttered in the starry sky. With the appearance of the skeleton king, Lin Moyu's aura also continued to improve. The original spell, Gather. Original technique, Strong Soldiers. Lin Moyu's strength rose steadily, and he quickly reached the realm of the God King. Until the soul felt the bulge, Lin Moyu still ignored it and crossed this boundary. Up.